Hello, folks. How are you all feeling?
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Hey,
everyone. Yeah, it's so nice to see you here in Montreal. I don't know if you know this. This is my hometown. So, I'm going to get a little ZK Hack sticker. People have been asking me about this jersey. This is a private school jacket. I did not go to this school, but I did find it in a flea market here at least 15 years ago, so I thought I'd wear it on stage, but we're going to make it a ZK Hack jacket. I don't know if that works.
That works.
All right. I want to ask the folks here, is this the first time that you're in Montreal? Who's here for the first time?
Oh,
wow. That's fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming over here. What do you think of this venue so far? Is this wild or what? Nice.
Good stuff.
Cool. Okay, so what we're doing today, we're starting off, the ZK Hack Montreal event. We're going to be hosting workshops for the next few hours, but this session is really just a very short introduction to the event and a little bit to ZK. We're going to be back on stage later at 6:45 for the actual kickoff of the hackathon. So right now it's more like the slight intro to the workshops. So we wanted to start with a little bit of a description of what ZK Hack actually is. This is ZK Hack Montreal, but the project is a little bit bigger than that.
So yeah, hi guys. I'm Gaylord with ZK Hack team for, a while now.
Oh yes, I should introduce, I'm Anna.
Yeah.
I'm one of the co-creators of ZK Hack. I also have a podcast called ZK Podcast and a company called ZKV, ZK Validator.
So yeah, ZK Hack as a whole, the purpose of ZK Hack is to onboard people, educate them about ZK, and have them learn about it. So we have a lot of projects. We will actually come back to that later tonight. But one of these is IRL hackathons, and that's why we're here today. So the website, zkhack.dev, is the main entrance door to the ZK Hack world. So everything we've produced, all the events, you can find them in there. And the other very important door to ZK Hack is the Discord. We're going to bug you with that all throughout the weekend, but we're going to communicate a lot of news, a lot of information about the event on the Discord. So if you did not yet, please join the Discord. In the general channel, let us know that you're here. We're going to give you a special role so that you see the secret channels.
This a lot.
Yes.
The Discord is truly where we need you to be. When you join that Discord, just make sure you say somewhere in the intro channel or general that you're here for the hackathon, and we're going to add you to the private chat for the ZK Hack Montreal event. If you don't get a chance to catch this right now, just go to zkhack.dev, and there's a link directly to the Discord there too. So welcome to the fourth edition of this IRL hackathon series. The last ones we've done were in Lisbon, Istanbul, and Krakow. So we've been taking this around the world. At the ZK Hack IRL hackathon series, there's been over 100 projects built. We're incredibly, so far.
More to come.
More to come. And just maybe something that's unique about this event, it's like a ZK-focused event, but it's chain agnostic. And I think we are, in a way, one of the first of this kind. So it's been really great to get to know the hackers in this particular space. And there we go.
So yeah, we're here to learn new stuff about ZK, experiment with new tooling, and also to meet other people interested in ZK or programmable cryptography in general. So yeah, really don't hesitate to mingle together, ask questions to people. That's why we're here. And we're also here, of course, to build something over the weekend, a prototype, an application, an implementation. That's why we're here. So yeah, don't hesitate to engage with the other participants, also the sponsors, so that we have amazing project on Sunday.
As mentioned, you are here in this amazing theater. This is the Rialto Theater. Today, we're going to be primarily on this floor. I think we might, for the kickoff, have you go to the balcony. You may not realize there is a balcony, but it's kind of amazing.
Pretty awesome.
There is also a hacking room that's upstairs from here that we're going to be opening after all of the talks and stuff. And actually, I think I might even have a map. Let's see. I do. So yeah, the hacker room is actually above this one, but obviously this space, as you can see, there's plugs on every table. This is also meant as a place to hack if you want to. On the top floor, we have kind of like a quiet room. I think there's like 3 yoga mats. You can kind of like run around, lots of empty space.
Chill space.
Yeah. On this, we are currently here. or there, actually. That's the main hall. Just to give you a sense for where we are, though, I think you've probably already seen the sponsor area, which is just that way. To get to the other floors, there's a staircase at the end of that room, and then you go up. I mean, there's signs and stuff for that, but just so you have a sense.
So yeah, some ground rules. So no smoking in the premises. Please go outside for that. We're going to be open tonight until 11 p.m. So please keep the venue clean at all times. We do have a rack at the entrance, so if you need to put your jacket, put it there. Just be careful with your valuable. We will decline our responsibility in case there's an issue.
It's self-serve. We didn't actually have the plan to have a coat check because we thought it was summer.
Yeah, well,
but
too bad.
Apparently weather had a different idea. But yeah, that's just just to keep track of it yourself.
And yeah, watch your steps. As Anna said, you have plugs everywhere, which means there are wires on the floor. Someone actually tripped earlier today, so be careful with that. There are floor wires.
Yeah.
We'll be serving coffee and snacks all day. Probably you saw that, but that's in the sponsors area. Tonight, thanks. We will serve dinner tonight at 7:30 with the full meals on Saturday and breakfast and lunch on Sunday.
I just want to highlight our snacks. So Lou and I is a bakery that is very close to here. They have very, very tasty snacks. We have them all day. They're also going to be doing our breakfast. They're gluten-free and vegan, but which some people are very happy about. But one of the reasons we wanted to also bring them up here is that there may be traces of nuts. So if anyone has a nut allergy, we just really wanted to highlight that for you. We have coffee all day, but if you're looking for like a cappuccino or something, you can also visit them. They're about 2 blocks away. So maybe not today since it's raining, but yeah, tomorrow if you need a little walk.
So you have the password for the Wi-Fi in here, but also on the walls. I mean, if you have any questions anywhere, you can find the team members that will help you with that. We have white shirts with team in the back. And so we're here, to mingle, but also to have fun, to take pictures, like this guy. Please check us out on Twitter. That's our username @_ZK Hack__. Feel free to use this hashtag ZK Hack and ZK Hack MTL so that we have an easy way to find all the very nice pictures you're going to take. And more generally speaking, you can find all the information about the event on the website zkmontreal.com.
So this is where we are in the schedule for today. As mentioned, this is just like the intro to ZK Hack. It's quite short. We're following this with 2 workshops. Then at 6:45, we have the ZK Hack Montreal kickoff. This is the moment when you're actually supposed to start hacking. Well, it's 7, sometime in there. So what we want you to think about this day as is like, really you're supposed to be learning from the workshops, meeting your teammates, working on the ideas, kind of sketching out what you want to do. But we really don't want you to deploy code just yet. I have a slide about it, but I think it's later. I want to say a big thanks to the team that put this together. Maybe we should just give everyone a round of applause. I'm going to say more later about this. Many members, I think a lot of the members of this team have worked together before. Quentin is sort of a new addition. We're so excited to have you be part of this. Very cool. So what I wanted to do with this intro was kind of set the stage of ZK, talk a bit about the state of ZK. I think most of the people here know ZK very well. You work at companies that are focused on ZK, you're familiar with the concept. But in promoting the event here, we also learned that a lot of the Montreal crowd wasn't as familiar. So I want to give a little bit of a background on what ZK is or was and is today. So ZK, Zero Knowledge, was invented, I think, in 1989. It remained relatively obscure, really in the realm of theory and academia, until we discovered its potential for private payments and scaling. And then it kind of took off. So I was thinking back to what ZK looked like in 2019. The Zero Knowledge podcast actually started in 2017, but really took off in 2018. But by the end of 2019, there was a burgeoning industry. And I remember thinking wow, there's so much ZK stuff now. Well, this is amazing. Now, this is not fully complete. There were probably more projects than this, but they've either pivoted or they've shut down. But these teams still remain today. And yeah, we had, at the time, we had private payments with Zcash. We had sort of privacy projects that evolved into L2s with Aztec and ZK Sync. And we had a ZK-based L1 in Mina, which used to be called Coda. So that was the map in 2016. And just filling in these 3 blocks, this is like all the new projects that have emerged since then. So already you're starting to see a lot of activity. But obviously the map is much bigger than that now. So this is the map of ZK in 2024.
Now we're talking.
I just want to highlight a few of the types of like the categories in ZK. So like we have identity, we have gaming, we have ZKML, we have ZKTLS, DeFi, cross-chain, hardware. So these definitely were not there before. For this particular event, we have a number of teams that are in these different categories. We haven't covered the whole thing, but you can see they're sort of spread out into these different types, like ways of using ZK. And I organized it a little nicer so you could actually follow me here. But just to cover it, this is also, by the way, these are our partners for this event. We have members of these teams here with us. They're here to answer questions. Some of them are going to be doing workshops. Many of them are going to be doing office hours tomorrow if you want to ask them more questions. On the L2 front, ZKVM, there's Polygon, although Polygon has also done tons of things. Like, this does not do justice to the different places where it's contributed. We have verifiable compute. This is a relatively new category. And here we have top sponsor RiskZero on site, as well as Novanet. In terms of L1s and sort of ZK-based chains, we have Mina, which is by O1 Labs, and we have members of the O1 Labs team here. I should actually, okay, where are the Polygon people? There we go. Okay, yeah, I wanted to do this. Where are the RiskZero people? There we are.
Okay, nearby.
Mina O1? All right. Very cool. So then we're getting into a very new category, which is like the ZK supply chain, with the proving marketplaces and proof verification aggregators. So in the prover marketplace, you have Gevalot. Where's the Gevalot team?
There.
Oh,
in the back.
Hi. I will probably do this, just so you know, I will do this something similar like at 6:45. So don't worry if you missed this, but you should probably identify which teams are here and who you want to talk to if you're building with them.
We have the Novanet people up there, by the way.
Okay. Oh, Novanet, sorry. Yes, very cool. On the proof verification, so is there anyone from Aligned here? There's somebody back there. ZK Verify? Yes, very nice. Okay, then we have a very new category with ZK TLS. Where's the Pluto team? There they are.
Hey.
Cool. Private compute, Aztec, Noir. I don't know if they're here yet, but we know that there's some Noir folks who are going to be here. Lambda was doing the, I don't think they actually have anyone here today, but they're an R&D auditing firm. We have Celestia as well on this list as a sponsor. They're not exactly ZK, but they do have ZK projects within their ecosystem. They're a data availability solution. And if you wanted to work with, with their data availability, we're going to have at least one. Oh, actually, do we have someone from Celestia already here? I know there's somebody coming. Okay, he's not here yet.
Not yet.
We'll do this again at 6:45.
Flight delays.
No, actually, I think he is here. We also have 1KX as a sponsor, and all of their bounties involve ZK Safe, and that's specifically around the concept of wallets. Fenbushi Capital is our last sponsor to mention here. They don't have a bounty, but I wanted to just show this map to everyone. Maybe we can give a round, actually. These are our wonderful partners.
Yes, please.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks to them.
So going back to the initial question, what is the state of ZK? With all that activity, so many new use cases, it feels like ZK is now crossing into a new frontier. Very much like you go back to that time when it was pure in academia, then it started to accelerate as it found these initial use cases. We see it sort of crossing into all sorts of industries now. It's going past blockchain. It's really fascinating. So it's very cool to be here.
Okay, so with all that, we've seen that we have a very nice selection of sponsors here. You're going to be able to use the tech off. So I wanted to go very quickly, going through the different angles you can have, like as a hacker, depending on what language you know and what you can do with it. So let's start with our top sponsors, so RiskZero and Polygon. So Polygon has this proving system Plonky 3 with all the stack that comes with, and they're offering like bounties if you're able to build an app with it. So that will be particularly good for all the people who know Rust. Same thing goes for RISC-0 and the ZK VM. You will be able, just knowing Rust, to build a ZK application. For those who come more from the web development angle, you will be happy to hear that O1 Labs has a library called O1JS that allows you to build a ZK application using a TypeScript. With Novanet, the idea behind Novanet is this concept of ZK WADM. So using their engine, you can basically, as soon as you can compile into WADM, you will be able to use the engine and you will be able to build an app. So whether you come from Rust, Golang, C++, TypeScript, or actually even more than that, but you know, it's not exhaustive, but there are ways to use that tech. For Gevulat, the proving protocol, you will be actually able to use that system whether you do Rust or C++. Actually, I was talking to you earlier, and we saw that it might be even larger than that. So to have the exact picture, please go see these guys. Pluto has this library called Hackathon that allows you to use Rust and their cryptographic primitive to build new implementation, and that's what the bounties are all about. So now I had to change the shape slightly because we are in the domain of proof verification layers. So whether it's ZK Verify or Line, the idea is like you would build, you would have a proof on your application side and you would verify it under protocol. So for ZK Verify, that would be using Rust, and for Line, you can do it with Golang or with Rust. And all of this being on-chain, that's why your Solidity skills would become handy. I wanted to mention another language, so a ZK domain-specific language called Noir that's developed by Aztec. And this language have actually been used by the ZK Safe people that 1K Hacks have bounty for to build their ZK Safe Web3 wallet. Who say Web3 wallets? Of course, that's also why Solidity becomes handy. And they have like TypeScript support for it. So that's where the shape also is becoming a bit shady. And globally speaking, you will be able to build on-chain application. So again, using Solidity to interact with Ethereum or any kind of EVM-compatible chain. These are bounties offered by RISC-0, Polygon, and Novanet as well. So that's where it becomes application development. And because we talk application, you probably want a front end for it. You don't have to. You could do CLI, but if you have a front end, it's always nicer. So if we have any front end developers in there, who knows, well, I put the React logo here, but it could be any framework, your skills will get handy. Oh, and I almost forgot. This other language is developed by the ZK EVM team, the Spanish Mafia, that was created by Jordi. So yeah, this is the Spanish Mafia. Jordi is not here, but he's here in mind with his spinning head with us. So again, they offer very interesting bounties if you want to rebuild their Istark verifier using Peel. And I'm pretty sure some project will use Circum, so I know you guys are not necessarily specialists, but this is still part of the Polygon family. So we started from there. Now we're here. I know it looks complicated, but in this particular case, complicated is good because that means there are many ways for you, whichever language you like to code with, to actually bring value to this hackathon and build something, which I remind you is why we're here. So this is actually an ugly graph, but it bears like very good news.
Quite cool. Nice.
So just to simplify quickly and make it even more simple, basically, if you're new to this hackathon, there are kind of two angles to approach them. You will be either building an application, so that's where, you know, if you've done some if global hackathons before, or even if you come from Web 2 as a developer, that's what you will be looking at. You're going to try and build a game, a voting application, something identity related or whatnot. If you come more from the math side as a cryptographer, you want to play with applied cryptography. That's why you will, well, maybe use PIL to rewrite a verifier, maybe implement a new signature, or build a GPU accelerated prover. So these are this is the other angle you can approach the hackathon.
So this is a list of applications. I think we share this basically every time. We add and tweak this. It is not everything you could do, but just to give you a few ideas, these are things that already exist. We have things like ZK ID, ZK in DeFi, ZK Games, ZK Social, ZK Voting, ZK in Content, ZK for DAOs, ZK Tooling, ZK and the Web, and ZK ML. We want you to invent new categories here. I feel like yeah, there have been projects that have come out in the last
Yeah.
2 years of running this series, which did things we never would have expected, and that's kind of what we're hoping for with these events.
This is definitely not an exhaustive list. So some ground rules before we close that short presentation, and we have the Risk Zero workshop people waiting. So please, the idea is like no code before 7 p.m. And by that we mean like no git commit, no git push before that time. Before you can ideate, try some small stuff, but the official kickoff is at 7 p.m. For those who don't have a team yet, the size will be 5 people max. All throughout the afternoon, we'll try and help you to find your team. So yeah, please come to me if you need connection with people. I'll try to be the matchmaker. In terms of disclosure, so the projects are going to be submitted before Sunday noon. Whether it's in your online application, online submission, or when you present in front of the judge, please make sure you say if you got outside help from, either like a co-worker or anyone else working in some libraries you've been using, or if your project is based on some previously existing libraries or whatnot. This is fine. It's not eliminatory. It just helps us gauge exactly what was built during the next 36 hours the hackathon will last.
And that's what you're going to be judged on. In our kickoff later today, we're going to talk about the judging criteria a bit more, so you'll have a sense for what we're looking for.
And I think that's
I think that wraps us up.
Yes.
So that was the intro. Thank you so much for being with us. I don't know if you've already seen the swag that's out there, but please take it. Use it.
What it's there.
As long as it's still there. We're so excited to have you on site with us here in Montreal. So yeah, thanks so much.